As one may have suspected, the Iran conflict is entering a more dangerous phase. Over the past 48 hours, 3 separate developments have raised fresh questions about where the confrontation is heading. US President Donald Trump has claimed that Iran's supreme leader, Mojtaba Khamenei, is 90% gone. US strikes on Iranian targets have continued for 3 days now. An Indian crew member has been killed after Iranian missiles struck tankers near the Strait of Hormuz. What does all of this really mean? Hi, I'm Nupur and you are watching Control Z, your cheat code to navigating adulthood. Let's begin with the statement that grabbed the headlines. Speaking about Iran's leadership, Donald Trump claimed that Iran's supreme leader Mojtaba Khamenei is 90% gone. He did not explain, like always, exactly what he meant, nor did he provide evidence to support the claim. That ambiguity is important and kind of obvious. Trump's remark could be interpreted in several ways. It could be a warning directed at Iran's leadership. It could also be a political messaging aimed at increasing pressure on Tehran. Or it could simply be an attempt to project confidence at a moment when the conflict is intensifying. What makes the statement significant is not necessarily the number itself, the 90% gone figure. It is in fact that attention is increasingly focused on Iran's leadership at a time when military operations are continuing. And those military operations have not stopped. For 3 consecutive days, US strikes have continued against Iranian targets. Washington says the objective is to degrade Iran's military capabilities and reduce the threat posed by Iranian-backed forces in the region. Iran, meanwhile, has portrayed the attacks as proof that the United States is directly participating in the conflict. The result is a cycle that has become increasingly difficult to contain. Each new strike creates pressure for retaliation. Each retaliation creates pressure for another response. And that is why analysts are paying close attention not just to the attacks themselves, but also to where those attacks are taking place. Because the latest escalation was not confined to military targets. An Indian crew member was killed and 6 others injured after Iranian cruise missiles struck 2 UAE-linked tankers near the Strait of Hormuz. The victims were not soldiers. They were civilian seafarers working aboard commercial vessels. Their deaths and injuries illustrate a broader concern that has emerged repeatedly during the periods of tensions in the Gulf. Conflicts do not always remain confined to military installations or armed forces. Sometimes they spill into commercial shipping routes that are used every day by civilians from around the world. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most strategically important waterways. Everyone knows this by now. It connects the Persian Gulf with the Arabian Sea via the Gulf of Oman and serves as a vital route for global energy supplies. A substantial portion of internationally traded oil passes through this narrow corridor. That means disruption here are always felt far beyond West Asia. When shipping becomes riskier, insurance costs rise. And when insurance costs rise, transport becomes more expensive. And when markets fear that energy supplies could be disrupted, oil prices can become volatile. For countries such as India, which imports large quantities of crude oil, stability in the Strait of Hormuz is therefore more than a regional concern. It has direct economic implications. So what are these 3 developments telling us? That the conflict is no longer only about military exchanges between opposing sides. It is once again beginning to affect commercial shipping, international trade routes, and civilians who have no direct role in the fighting. That does not necessarily mean a wider regional war is inevitable, but it does suggest that the consequences of the conflict are becoming harder to contain. For now, the Strait of Hormuz remains open according to everyone except Iran. Global energy supplies continue to move well according to everyone except Iran. And the conflict remains geographically limited. The question now is not simply what happens next between Washington and Tehran. It is whether the conflict can remain contained or whether its consequences will continue spreading far beyond the region itself.